What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content daily. We also stream over on Twitch at This Is Aftersound, so come by and say hello. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about rewards cards today. Now, a lot of information dropped during the town hall. But one of the main things that I wanted to focus on here was the fact that we have some new rewards cards potentially on the way. Actually, no, they are on the way, but potentially coming with the rewards update that is happening in April, hopefully, fingers crossed. As of now, that is when we are expecting, and obviously that will also hopefully coincide with modern format. So here's where we're sitting from a rewards card standpoint as of today. Now, these rewards cards were released back in September, so they've been out for roughly 6 months or half a year. And as you can see here, these are the ones that I clicked that are still in print. We're kind of across the board here between 30 to 37%. Obviously the common rewards cards have gone the most. These are at 37% right now. It looks like the rares and the epics are at the lowest. These are just above 30%. And then you have the 3 legendary cards at 32%. So there's a couple things that I think we can gather from this. The first is that if we are to continue with the current rate of rewards, this would take about another year, right? We're only 1/3 of the way through, and that's 6 months. And keep in mind, there was a ton printed at the beginning of that 6 months too, until they did the bronze nerfs that kind of slowed down the amount of rewards cards that were coming out or were being farmed from bronze 3. So this could take technically even longer than that. And so this seems to be a little too slow for the cycles that Splinterlands wants to be at. They are now going to release 10 more or up to 10 more rewards cards. And from those, we know that most likely they will not be summoner cards. So they'll all be monsters similar to what we have now. And the reasoning for that, as Matt explained, is that they want to incentivize people to buy cards. So you can win a ton of cards, but they don't really want to put summoners into the rewards cards because they want to incentivize people to buy the summoner cards. And if they have those only available in sets or in the market, like in packs or in the market, then that'll encourage people to kind of spend and invest into their decks from there. So we can expect a bunch of monsters. And I think what is going to happen with the upcoming rewards update is now all of a sudden we are going to get a bunch of different chests, right? So you're going to have bronze, instead of only being one chest with a 10% chance of a card, maybe now all of a sudden you're going to get 6 chests with 10% of a card. But what is that going to do? Well, that's, at least in bronze, could potentially like 6x the amount of rewards cards that are being printed. Now you extrapolate this across the entire all the divisions, all the leagues, and I think we are going to see we're going to see the rewards rates, the printed rates for the rewards cards start to increase at a very rapid rate, probably almost exponentially at this point. So this is something that I think is worth watching, because my general attitude towards rewards cards up until this point was, I'm not going to buy any. I think that they're great from a power standpoint, and I think they're great from even an investment standpoint. But I wasn't going to buy any because right now I'm trying to focus all of my financial energy on Chaos Legion, thinking that I could win these cards and that I would have plenty of time. Well, before today, I did have plenty of time. I would have had a whole nother year of being able to win these cards in my daily quest or in end of season rewards. But I have a feeling that we are now going to see these start to hit the market at a much faster rate. So there's a couple things that we can probably gain from that. If they start hitting the market at a faster rate, the logic would actually say that would flood the market a little bit more and therefore actually cause the prices of these cards to go even lower. Now, we're looking at a lot of the current rewards cards, and I mean, the commons are going for like literally pennies, like 2.5 pennies, whereas the legendaries are going for a couple of dollars. So to see these come down would be interesting and probably a good opportunity. So I'm not saying that it's going to happen for sure. I'm just saying the last time the rewards cards were flooding the market at the beginning, there was a good opportunity because they were coming in super cheap. Obviously, the entire market, right, crypto market has changed. DEC is no longer trading at a penny, and SPS is no longer trading at $1. Bitcoin is no longer trading at 60,000 or 69,000, whatever the high was. So the market is in a completely different place, but that doesn't change the supply and demand of this. And so therefore we could potentially see lower prices on the rewards cards. Now, I'm not saying that that's definitely going to happen, but that's just where my theory is right now. So even still, even with that being said, I still think that, at least for myself, I want to start maxing out some of these cards. That's just the thought that's been coming into my head right now, because if the focus is going to be on introducing new rewards cards and getting these through their print rate, well, then, if these are done within the next year, that is when we start to see the prices rise because of the fact that cards are no longer in circulation. So I don't know how much faster it's going to go. I would assume it's going to go faster than 1 year, because if we assume that, the rate that it's going right now is about 18 months until completion, and we're about 1/3 of the way through, the new rewards updates and what they're going to be trying to push is hopefully, or at least their goal would be to get these through at a faster rate. So that's where my thought process is for these right now. I'm not saying that I'm going to go and buy them, but I am thinking about it. I'm definitely not going to, well, I've never been selling them, but now it's, instead of just kind of like hanging on to them or using them as giveaways. I mean, don't worry, there'll still be giveaways, but part of me is thinking that I should make a more concerted effort to make sure that I'm maxing these cards out. And again, this is just for me to have a one deck for one account that will have maxed out copies of all of these cards, because even at this point in time, I think the only ones that I own enough max copies for are probably the legendaries. The epics are going to take a little bit more time. Those are more expensive, but there's only 4 of them. And then the rares and commons are interesting. So the rares, I probably just need to buckle down and grab like 115 of each of them, because that's what you're going to need in order to max them out. The commons, I had been trying to go for gold foil, because gold foil is a little bit cheaper right now. I don't know if that's going to be the case, because I do have a lot of regular foil as well. So I'll have to do a little analysis to see where I'm at. But I am starting to feel a little bit of an itch to make sure that I have maxed versions of these before they're out of print, or before they even get close to being out of print. Because I think what we're going to see as they get closer to being out of print is people rush in, and you get speculators similar to pack holders, where speculators will come in and say, well, the prices of these have to go up once they're out of print, so let me just like scoop them up. And I'm not saying that they're wrong, but I am saying that I had that same mentality when the last round of rewards cards went out, and I think I bought like a Robo Dragon Knight for like $50, because I was like, oh, this is actually the only reason that I own a Robo Dragon Knight, is because I think I saw a Bulldog video where Bulldog was like, this card is out of print now, so therefore, it's going to be limited in price, or limited in quantity, and the price should go up. Logic made sense. So I bought a Robo Dragon Knight. I didn't even play with it in the beginning. I was just renting it out. And yes, the price did go up, but obviously the market conditions afterwards, I think I'm down like 40% on that investment. But it doesn't matter, because I love playing with Robo Dragon Knight, and I should probably grab a couple more since the entire market is down right now, so that I can level mine up and at least not play him at level 1 or bronze level. But that's besides the point. I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. I'm just trying to give you guys all the realistic scenarios and stuff that's happened to me, right? Because I don't want what I don't want to do is exactly what happened to me. I'm not trying to hype up the cards and say, well, these might go out of print, so buy them because the prices will go up. At least not from like an investment standpoint, right? Because that's what I did, and that was my mistake. But I'm a terrible investor sometimes. So we all have our L's, and I like to wear mine as publicly as possible, so you guys know that I don't know what I'm talking about, and to not take any of this seriously. I just love the game, and I like to chat about it. But what I want to make sure is that, or at least what I'm trying to stress here, is I think that it's worth buying, not necessarily from an investment standpoint, but just to level up, right? Just to start focusing on leveling these up, because once they are out of print, there is a very good chance that they could go back up, especially if you believe that we are in a market bottom right now or in a bear market. Then yeah, I mean, there's a very good chance that they go up. I was buying something at the top of the market, and so therefore, even though it was out of print and had become more scarce, the entire market ended up crashing, right? Or at least coming down significantly. So any gains that I thought that I would make due to scarcity were completely wiped out just because of the entire liquidity pulled out of the market. But I'm still talking about Robo Dragon for some reason. So we're going to go ahead and end the video here. Just wanted to give my thoughts on the upcoming rewards updates, the new rewards cards, and what this means and some of the implications that we can probably take from this. And like I said, for me, that's going to be a big focus between now and maybe the end of April to start leveling up these cards and see if I can get at least regular foil copies of the regular foiled max copies of the epics and rares, and then take a closer look at the common cards, because I do believe there's an opportunity there, especially because the cards are significantly cheaper right now. So something to think about. But even still, why would I not be grabbing like Pelargor Mercenaries at 2.5 pennies? That's just crazy to me. All right, guys, that's all I have for you in this video today. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will catch you all in the next one, and I will see you around the game.